What's up, everybody? I'm Chris. I'm a merchandising coordinator here at Right Stuf, and I got a couple of my coworkers together. We're going to talk to you folks about some of the stuff we're looking forward to in the winter 2021 season. We got a lot of great shows coming up, and we're going to be telling you about a lot of them, and I'm going to kick it off with one I'm looking forward to the most. I am really excited for season 2 of Dr. Stone. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a lot of good sci-fi anime, and this one just is such a super cool concept, and I really enjoyed the first season. And they left it off right where you're wanting more. Senku, the lead character of the show, has really brought up the science of the village that he's kind of taken under his wing, but Tsukasa has returned and wants to just smash everybody down and dominate with the power that he's known to want to rule with. And I'm excited to see how science and brute force collide during the show. And also I'm excited because finally we get more of Taiju and Yuzuriha. When they started the show, I thought they were gonna be like the main characters, and Senku was just gonna be like cool science guy that helps. But they kind of went away for a while, and they're finally coming back with this arc, and so I'm really excited to see where that leads.
As a fan who loved the series once when it first came out and was very much craving more after season 1 ended, I read a little bit further in the manga, and I'm so excited for just to see the Stone Wars in like anime form. I'm really excited to see how they illustrate a lot of the new technology that they're gonna introduce, with Senku bumping up the village to a little bit more of a new age of technology. So really excited to see what the new season of Dr. Stone has to unfold for us.
One I'm looking forward to is The Promised Neverland Season 2, which I'm sure many other people in this video will be talking about as well. I really enjoyed the first season for its claustrophobic thriller vibes and with the horror element along with it. With the way the first season left off, there's a whole slew of new different storytelling possibilities that they can go with. So I'm excited to see just where exactly the show goes.
So if you've seen Promised Neverland, you know it's extremely dark, and it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. I've read the manga. I basically know what happens in the end, and I'm gonna say this. Season 2 is gonna have a lot more world building because the world is more than what's outside the orphanage's walls. There is a whole lot more stuff they're gonna explore, and I am extremely excited for season 2. You will get to find out what happens to more of the characters, and it will go into detail about the society that's outside of the walls of the orphanage.
Since I am a late filmer, I've seen the first episode, and the first episode really just captured my attention. Like, it had a great progression, great way to kick off the new season and just capture fans even more. Even though the story has been forgotten about a little bit here and there, they just catch you right away. Like, it is phenomenal. And the new opening, I just love. Like, I don't know how Promised Neverland keeps getting great openings, but they know what they're doing. So really excited to see where Ray and Emma take their brothers and sisters on this adventure, and just see where the series is gonna end for season 2.
I'm also interested in Wonder Egg. I don't know what it is about. I do know that the trailer was really pretty, and they used the word egg a lot in the trailer, so it has to be pretty good.
This show is basically a mystery. I have no idea what this show is about. I watched the trailer, I read the synopsis, I even did a little bit more research, and I still don't have a clear picture of what this is about. But that's why I love it. That's why I like it. It's got my attention. From what I can tell, it's basically a coming-of-age tale about a girl that finds an egg, a mysterious egg, magical egg, whatever it is, that changes her life. I honestly feel like this is gonna be a very emotional tale. The girl is around 14, and that's kind of a age where you're a kid and a teen. A lot of things start to change and happen for you. And I feel like a lot of things are going to happen for her, and I think it's her friends. I feel like they're gonna go through a lot of like situations and like there's gonna be drama and all that. I just feel like this is going to be a very emotional slice of life that's gonna grasp at your heart. I honestly wish they kind of told me more about what this anime is gonna be about, but I'm going to give it a try. I wanna know, you know, and I hope you wanna know too, because it's a very beautiful anime. The animation is just beautiful, it's amazing. I'm captivated by it, and that is also one of the reasons why I want to watch it.
So one show I'm excited about is Log Horizon. It's been many years since the second season concluded, and quite frankly, I just remember liking this show a lot, and I don't remember quite a lot of details about it. A quick rundown is you've got an online world that kind of traps everybody in it. So if you're thinking, oh, Sword Art Online similarities, yes and a big no. So the big difference here is that Shiroe is kind of forced into a leadership role he doesn't really want to be. He's the guy with the glasses who does the whole, hi, I'm a villain type thing a lot. And he ends up kind of leading a group of people that are stuck in this game, and they treat it as this is their new reality and they have to adjust. And it kind of throws some curveballs at you. It introduces a lot of new characters and you get to really care about them. So I'm really interested to see what season 3 has in store. And like I said, it's been a number of years, so I'm kind of going into this blind. I really probably should rewatch this before diving straight in.
As a person who doesn't really watch a whole lot of isekai or enjoy a lot of isekai, there are actually a couple of isekais I'm looking forward to. The first one is Mushoku Tensei, also known as Jobless Reincarnation. What really got me interested to this one is the teaser trailer that came out when they announced it. Animation quality was super high, and it had this really epic and like uplifting tone to it that I really enjoyed. And as more and more material for the show comes out, it's really been able to keep up that animation quality and tone. And as I learn more about it being like a lifelong redemption arc for the character, I'll see how the character starts out and whether I can stick with that. But if I can, I'm sure I'll be in for something really special with that one. And speaking of more isekai, the isekai that I've actually been following as a light novel is finally getting an adaptation. That's So I'm a Spider, So What? I really enjoyed the light novel. It has this first-person narration that's super witty and super unique, and it also plays around with different narrative devices that I think is really interesting and different from what you would expect from an isekai. And I'm interested how it can go about into animation, especially since I've seen that they'll be probably using a bit of a CGI and how that works in with the show. But I know if they're able to adapt the material as it should be, it'll be, if not a fun ride, but a very great one as well.
I'll be watching the final season of Attack on Titan this winter. The characters were just leaving their island to go see the outside world. They finally got outside of the walls. And if you think you know where the story is going, you have no idea. I'm caught up on the manga right now, and how Attack on Titan started is nothing like where it is right now. There is a lot more going on right now that I really can't say anything more about it because that would go into spoiler territory. But if you read the manga, you know what's coming up, and it is going to be intense. I have no idea if they're even gonna have enough time to get through the rest of the manga. This being the final season, I feel like what we have left is definitely worth 2 seasons or more. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they're all going to squeeze this all in.
Everyone's freaking out. It's the climax that everyone has been really waiting for between Eren and his squad versus Reiner and his squad, and just see the clash of what's all been happening. I'm in love with the opening. The opening is by far one of my favorites that I've seen for a series, and I'm just so excited to see where the story takes place. I don't read the manga for Attack on Titan just because I like it in the anime format, so I'm excited just to see how the story unfolds here. We still haven't seen Mikasa. I wish she would show up a little bit more.
Also on the docket is World Trigger. This is also another show I'm excited for that I watched the first/second season a long while ago. This is kind of more like a Shonen Jump style of show where you've got a lot of more action sequences and a lot of your standard, hey, I'm gonna power up, but through training. The whole premise here is that there is an invasion of the world from another dimension, and these creatures and beings are called neighbors, and they come in all shapes and sizes, and humanity kind of adjusts to them invading and gets used to a daily battle down the street. And these kids, of course, have these superpowers that they come into. And the interesting twist here is that there is kind of a strange kid that's enrolled in this secret border sort of patrol. So they patrol the borders of the portals, I guess. That's my interpretation. And they kind of don't fit in, and it's kind of odd, and that it gets explained later on as part of the plot. But because of how they interact, you get to really understand that there's more to these neighbors that are invading than what you first thought. It was just interesting, and like I said, it's been a while, so I should probably rewatch this one before diving into the newest season, which I think is a running theme for this winter 2021 season for myself.
And then another one I'm interested in is Skate Infinity. I'm a fan of like extreme sports like snowboarding and skateboarding, and there's this whole anime about skateboarding that's finally out. It's being animated by Studio Bones, and it actually has a pretty solid director attached to it as well. It's about time something like this finally happened, and I'm excited that it finally did.
With the Quintessel Quintuplets Season 2, I actually was like hesitant to watch this anime at first for Season 1. Fan service, harem, those aren't really my things. But I gave this anime a shot and it was actually really good. Like, it was actually a well thought out anime. I loved all the girls. They all have different personalities, looks, and abilities. And that's what makes this anime unique, because it's about like girls that are trying to do better at school with the help of a tutor guy that is, they're kind of like rich girls. They're kind of like a little bit snobby, and they don't want a tutor. But with the help of him and their father wanting the girls to do good, they actually changed their mind a little bit. I actually really enjoyed this anime more than I thought I would, and that's why I'm really hyped for Season 2. There was a lot of progression on especially the last episode that I feel like Season 2 can definitely build off of. My two favorite girls are Miko and Nino. I really love their personalities and their character design. Between the two, Nino is my favorite. I know most people like Miku, but I really enjoy Nino.
Other ones I'm interested in is Beastars Season 2, whenever that gets out of Netflix jail. I'm also interested in Vladlove, only because it's directed by Mamoru Oshii, who, as you know, directed Ghost in the Shell and a bunch of other stuff, and this show seems to go back to his Urusei Yatsura roots of romance comedy. We'll see how that goes.
The next series that I am checking out and I'm pretty excited for is Cells at Work Code Black. So Cells at Work already caught my eye on Netflix when I randomly started watching it, and honestly I fell in love with just how adorably cute like all the characters are, especially the platelets. I mean, look at them. They are adorable. And I am excited to see how Code Black kind of like stays along the tradition of Cells at Work, but kind of veers off on its own. I know that they are already switching the genders of the main protagonists with the white blood cells and the red blood cells. So Code Black should be, covering more cases where the body is in a more decrepit, rundown state. I am excited to see where they decide to take us, and what new diseases and just pathogens that they can show.
The biggest show that I am super excited for is new to just the anime realm. It's only been in manga before, and I've read that up to a certain point, and it's wonderful. It is Horimiya, which is a romantic comedy mostly more of a romance story than comedy, but it does have its moments. It's kind of your typical high school romance where you've got an odd couple who come together, but the characters are so realistic and they're just a delight. Hori is the girl who is kind of misunderstood, but she's very practical. People just don't know that about her. And then you've got Miyamura, who is the kind of shy, quiet boy, but he's got a bad boy streak in him. And eventually they come together and kind of just really delight in each other's presence, and they become a couple. And they support each other, they help each other out, and both of them kind of come into their own and take steps to be more secure in who they are. And it's just a really sweet story. And we've got some Jeopardy knowledge. The Horimiya title is actually their couple name because Hori and Miyamura, so Horimiya. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm excited for the animation. It looks wonderful for what I've seen through the previews. That is my top 2 watch show of the winter 2021 season. So that's what we're excited for. How about you guys? Let us know in the comments and make sure to always click the like button and subscribe.
Thanks for the support, y'all. Take it easy.
Goodbye.